What's up, y'all? How's it going? Happy Tuesday, everybody. If you guys are watching on the replay, we're super excited for the first free class of 2026. We're going to be breaking down basically how to source products, use some AI in your business, kind of just everything you need to know to get 2026 kicked off as efficiently as possible. And yeah, excited to see a bunch of you guys on the free class tonight. The link for that is down below in the description, but just going live for 30 minutes or so to answer any questions you guys have when it comes to selling on Amazon here. So yeah, let me know who's in chat today. Yeah, it's a good time to be kind of getting into things. Obviously, we got the new year here, so it's a good time to kind of be taking the side hustle you want to build more seriously, all that good stuff. And I'm excited to keep scaling things on my own this year as well. So yeah, let me know what questions you guys got, and yeah, let's chop it up. What's up, Carol? How's it going? Absolutely. Yeah. So one thing to be aware of, kind of keep on the radar, by the way, is beginning of year clearance sales. So all the retailers, when they just had a bunch of inventory that didn't sell as well as they hoped and all that kind of stuff during the Christmas rush, there'll be like TJ Maxx and Ross and those types of stores especially will be doing like yellow tag sales is what they call them. It'll be a bunch of like deeply discounted stuff you can go grab at like a local discount store, that kind of thing. And then obviously like Walmart clearances out a lot of the toys that didn't sell during Christmas, and just like a lot of opportunity there. So yeah, if you guys are kind of getting the ball rolling, like just trying to figure out where to even start, that's a great place to start. Just like scanning at a local retail store, basically. And yeah, go get after it. If you're that's like the fun like treasure hunt way to start selling on Amazon. What's up, Green? How you doing, man? From New York. What's up, man? What's up, Rob? Tuning in from Florida. I like it. Absolutely. Yeah, and then for those of you guys, I was just saying, for those of you guys who want to get started kind of building a business from your laptop and all that kind of stuff, that's what I like to do. I've been selling, name brand stuff from big websites for like 6 or 7 years now. And we're going to be jumping on a free class tonight on Zoom to show you, how to source products, how to get ungated, all the little details that you need to know. And yeah, excited to get into it with you. I knew somebody was going to say it one. I knew somebody was going to say it. As soon as it came out of my mouth, I knew somebody was going to say it. Let's see. Does it make sense to do retail arbitrage and send to a prep center? Not typically, unless you have like a prep center locally. Yeah. So like if you live in a big city that does have like prep centers and stuff, that can be good to look into. But most people probably won't have a prep center in the city that they are working out of. So that'll just be like stuff you can send to FBA yourself, basically. Sweet. What time is the Zoom class? Yeah, so we'll be on Zoom together on the workshop at 7 p.m. Eastern. And that's down below or up above, depending on what platform you're on. What's up, Ron? How you doing, man? Said, how many hours a week do you put in to sell about $2 million a year? So at this point, I don't think that this is what it's going to be like right away. But I spend about 30 minutes a day on my Amazon business, kind of averaged out. Some days I might literally not do anything. Like today I did like 10 minutes of repricing, and that's all I'll probably do for my Amazon business today. And that's because I have basically trained virtual assistants, so people that I pay, $5 to $10 an hour to source products for me, buy all the products, and kind of run the business basically. So I don't want to set the expectation that's possible like right away, but that's kind of the time commitment for me. But don't get me wrong, like when I started my business, I was in college at the time, so I was spending like I don't even know, like literally I was sourcing products in class. After class, I'd go to bookstores and buy stuff on my laptop, and like it was basically just school and work while I was getting things figured out. So it's one of those things you got to be willing to like put in some time in the front end for the hourly as you keep going to get kind of crazy. Like if I had just worked a normal job like the first year of selling on Amazon, I probably would have made more money. But now 5-6 years later, like that is definitely not true. It'd be really hard. Let's see. It sounds like 40 to 60 a week. I mean, when I was really going after it, I'd say like 30 hours a week because I was also like doing college, like 30 or 40 hours a week, basically. And then by the time I graduated, I just went full time. What do you sell? Yeah, Bailey. So I sell, short answer, anything that's profitable. So like during the holiday season, we're selling a lot of like toys and even like some Christmas stuff and like shoes, clothes, all that, just like stuff that people give as gifts. We're still selling very similar things, but this time of year, maybe a little bit more like supplements and like health type products. People are getting into the new year, trying to be healthier and all that good stuff. So we're selling stuff like that. But really, I'm not super picky on like what to sell, just because there's like a lot of opportunity out there. And you'll realize that some days, let's say you look and there's a bunch of clothing websites that have sales. All right, that's what I'm going to buy today. The next day you might look and be like, hey, there's no clothing sales going on today. Let me buy, grocery sales. There's a bunch of stuff that's on sale in the grocery category. Yeah, so I just kind of go where the prices are low every day, because I'm just buying from big websites and selling that back on Amazon. Can you start from outside the US? Yeah, you can. You'll just need a prep center. Same goes for if any of you guys like you don't have like space in your house, or you just can't be shipping stuff to your house. If you live in like, I have seen people like hustling out of an apartment, but let's say you live on the 6th floor of an apartment, you can use a prep center to like receive everything. As far as like starting budget goes though, you'll just need like $1,000 to $2,000 for inventory. And then the software that you need is SellerAmp, Keepa, and Boxem. Those are like the three. So that's how you like source your products, and that's how you like manage products, ship them, like kind of all the nitty gritty basically. Sweet. Where do you source mostly from? Yeah, so I've sourced probably over $5 million easily at this point, maybe 6 million at this point, just from big websites. The rest of it would be from wholesalers. I'd say I probably sold somewhere around like $500,000 to maybe to $1 million in wholesale, and then another 5 to 6 million just buying from websites. Yeah. And for those of you guys that like want to see how everything works, we're going to be jumping on a free Zoom workshop tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern. So in 2 hours, we're going to be jumping on a free workshop on Zoom. You guys can get invited up here on TikTok, Instagram, all that good stuff. If you're on YouTube, something like that, you can go down below and I'll see a bunch of you guys there. How do you spell? Yeah, just like that, Ron. So Keepa and Boxem. And then you also want SellerAmp. Let's see. Got an FBM return. The product inside is not yours. Yeah. So whether a customer like intentionally tried to scam you, or like you just got sent the wrong thing on accident back, that can happen. So you'll just you'll send a message to the customer saying, hey, you need to file a claim with Amazon. Or if you already had it refunded, then you need to file a safety claim against the customer. That's what it's called. So like if somebody tried to scam you, basically. For sure. Let's see. If you're starting with 5K, how long till you're hitting 10K a month profit? Yeah. So like rough math to hit your goals. You said you have $5,000 to spend right now. What that's going to lead to is $10,000 in revenue. Usually for every dollar you spend, that leads to $2 in revenue. And then for every dollar in revenue, you're going to make anywhere from 15 to 20% in profit. So you can kind of reverse engineer. So if you want to make $10,000 in profit, you've probably spent about $30,000 on inventory. So after it sells, now you got 40 grand and you keep the snowball going. And that's how like most people when they start a business do not have $100,000 to immediately like hit crazy goals. I know I didn't. So just kind of keep snowballing that money up as you go, basically. Let's see. Are you experiencing any intellectual property issues when buying at retail for Amazon? No, you just need to avoid products where like don't sell products that the brand already sells. Don't sell products that like always only has one seller. Otherwise, like you can run into some account health issues. You guarantee I don't sell 2.5 million a year. Okay, buddy. I mean, I've posted the proof and that kind of stuff. Like I have zero incentive to lie about that, man. It'd be kind of weird. Let's see. What's the minimum margin needed to sell on Amazon? At least like 10%. So like stuff that has like no returns, really good like sales volume, that kind of thing. I'll source closer to like 10%. If it is a little bit riskier, maybe it's in a category like clothes with high returns, then I'll probably source like closer to like 20% margin product, sometimes even more than that. So you actually make money after it's all said and done. Let's see. Been stuck on the account sign up for a while. Yeah, I would call Amazon on that. Sometimes if you can run like a weird issue, I can't be like, I can't exactly be like Amazon seller tech support for you. But usually if you like get them on the phone, it's like decently helpful. Let's see. Would you be open to showing some of your products that have done really well? Yeah, I mean, I have like so in my bio, there's a document that has like 3 examples of things that I've sold. One of those is, so I bought like an herbal tea from a website called VitaCost. And I was buying them in a 2-pack, and then we were selling them for right around 2.5 times what we paid for them on Amazon. Just putting them in a poly bag together. And that, for example, made like $2,000 on that product over the course of like a couple months. So that's like just one random example, right? A lot of it'll be like, shoes on clearance, or, grocery products that are, on a big, like, buy one, get one 50% off. You can use a coupon, that kind of thing. The real money is made in arbitrage by finding like small windows in time where a product is cheaper than normal, right? And then you buy as much as you can, and then when the price goes back up, like you have a pretty decent price on Amazon, and it's harder for people to follow you, basically. Let's see, is it too late to start? I don't think so. People were saying that, like, I started selling in 2018, and I remember like the social media at the time was like, don't sell on Amazon, it's too late. So like, doing the exact same thing that worked 5 years ago, sure, it's probably too late to do that. As long as you're like consistently like learning new things, you're good to go, basically. For sure. Yeah, so we're doing a free live workshop tonight as well. So if you guys see lots of good questions and stuff, and yeah, if you want to learn kind of the whole game for free, we'll be breaking it down on Zoom at 7 p.m. Eastern. You guys can get invited up here in my bio if you guys are on TikTok or Instagram. Down below if you're not. Let's see. Yeah, keep the questions rolling. Good vibes today. Appreciate all you guys hanging out here. Let's see. Would you suggest selling, or what do you suggest selling in the baby niche on Amazon? I haven't sold too many baby products before, to be honest. I know I've sold like some bottles and stuff like that. Yeah, it's not something I'm going super deep on. It could be partially just because there's more like restrictions in like the baby category, which makes sense. Like you don't want like a bunch of fake stuff being sold to literal babies. So it can be like a little bit trickier to source in that category. Not that you can't find some profit. I've sold a lot of baby clothes. If I guess that kind of counts, basically. Let's see, are FBM sellers making sales on a listing with Amazon and 20 offers potentially? Look at the buy box rotation on the listing. So like on SellerAmp, you'll see a little pie chart, and it'll show you everyone who's made a sale over the last 30, 90, 180 days. And it'll show you like, hey, this person made a sale. They're an FBM seller. FBM meaning they're just basically somebody like you and I, usually just shipping out of their bedroom. Sometimes it'd be like a big warehouse. The alternative would be FBA, where the buy box rotation tends to be a little bit more favorable for those FBA sellers, just because that's how you get like 2-day prime shipping and that kind of thing. For sure. Are you creating competition if you're teaching people how to do what you're doing? So right now, last time I checked, did a quick scan, there's 700,000 products on Amazon that sell at least 30 times a month. The brand does not sell, and Amazon does not sell. So that's kind of the total market of reselling name brand products on Amazon. By the way, that also doesn't count things that like recently went out of stock, which is like its own way of sourcing products as well. So I don't think I'm really going to do too much of a dent in 700,000 products, basically. Yeah, and as far as like sharing value and stuff, like I've had a lot of value come back just by helping people out. They help me out. It's like, hey, it's like, hey, you taught me how to source products, and they're like, hey, go buy from this website. Check out what I just found. So there's a lot of like reciprocal value as well. Even if you don't like a lot of smart Amazon sellers will have like some small social media presence, just to basically share, hey, today I've spent $5,000. They just want to show people they're serious about selling on Amazon. And then that attracts other people who are serious about selling on Amazon, which is, obviously a good way to like make friends and make money together with other people doing the same thing. It's a lot easier, a lot more fun when you can do it with some friends, basically. Let's see. Yeah, Fatima, as far as the software for product research, those are like for private label. So you'll just use SellerAmp and Keepa for sourcing products. And then you can also, as far as like the sourcing end goes, you can also use the Boxem AI, which you can like literally just go in and ask like, hey, where can I source this product, or how can I make this product more profitable, stuff like that. It can really add a lot of extra info there for you. What's up, Steve? How you doing, man? You're sourcing Temu right now. I know you're kidding, so I'll laugh at that. Hey, you can actually sell stuff on Temu as well, which has been kind of interesting. I've been testing that out. Let's see. How much in returns do you get? It very much depends on the product. So like a bad product, you can get like 15, 20% returns. Especially like stuff like Halloween costumes and stuff like that. Like the return rates are pretty insane on a lot of that. So that's why if you're looking at something that has like the expectation that it'll get returned, just make sure you're looking for more profit than something like groceries where a customer literally can't return that product. That's what I would say on that. Let's see. Not sure on the VAs right there. Let's see. What is this about ungating, needing hundreds of units to ungate? How accurate is this? You can do that. I've always just personally submitted 10 on that, and I'll just keep submitting till they accept it. Obviously a lot cheaper that way, and they do take it at some point. For sure. What do you sell and where do you find it? Yeah, so just name brand products that already sell well on Amazon is the short answer, right? And I'll buy it from big websites. Think like Walmart, Target, Vitacost, iHerb, Walgreens, stuff like that. And usually buying a lot more when there are like limited sales, whether that's a coupon or holidays creating sales, that kind of thing. Yeah, if you want to see like exactly what to sell, how to source it, how to use AI to source all that good stuff, we're going to be breaking down a ton of stuff on that on the live workshop on at 7 p.m. tonight. So that'll be like literally in less than 2 hours. We're going to be jumping on Zoom together. If you want to come ask questions, we're going to be sourcing products together. It's completely free too, by the way. You can get registered for that up here. Let's see. Lots of people don't think outside the box. Sometimes you can buy a pack or two and break them up into singles. Yeah, that can be a good one as well. Another really good one on this, like making bundles, like Revelations is hitting on. If you ever see a product where it's like two different types of products, like the super obvious version would be like a multi-pack on Amazon where it's shampoo and conditioner, or think like a gardening set. Sometimes you might see like seeds and a fertilizer or something like that. I've never actually seen that. It's just like an example, right? Sometimes you might be able to sell the combination of the two for more than selling them individually, and it makes an item that wouldn't be good into a profitable one. Let's see. Is SellerAmp accurate when it tells you whether you're gated or not? Yeah, you can. It's just like searching your Amazon seller account, basically. Let's see. You've been sourcing for days with the right tools, still can't find anything. What do you recommend? Yeah, so I mean, the easiest way to start is with auto ungated products. So those are brands that like anyone can sell right away. So a good place to find those is actually like vinyl listings, or go to like Athletic Works or basically any brand that's made by a retail store. And then start. You're going to do what's called storefront stalking off of those sellers. There's kind of some technical terms and stuff, but if you want to like literally see that in action, we're breaking down that and a couple other ways to source products that won't take you a couple days to find a product. But that totally makes sense. Like when I was first getting started in reselling, it took me like literally like 2 or 3 days to find my first item. Partially just because there wasn't really any like good information out there at the time. Yeah, so if it feels tricky at the start, totally makes sense. You are not alone on that. Let's see. What do you do with open returned items? If you can't like resell them as new, I'll sell those at like eBay, Mercari, Poshmark, one of those. Yeah. A lot of times you can like clean up a return and send that back into Amazon. Let's see. Define a good product. I mean, it's just something that already sells. There's like a healthy amount of competition. It's not just the brand selling it. There's like a decent like kind of checklist that goes into it, which is actually a free checklist in my profile along with like the free workshop link. If you want to check that out, you want to see like literally everything that I look for. But yeah, it's easier. Like if you start diving in, you'll kind of learn what you're looking for. See, appreciate you, Damien. Let's see. Where do you find your year-end inventory on Seller Central? So Seller Central doesn't actually give you that. If you use Boxem, you will have that though, which is like a software that you use to manage like what inventory you had over time, basically. Yeah. Let's see. Said you work at Amazon, all you see is hygiene products. I think those are the best sellers. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of that. I've sold all kinds of like shampoo, deodorant, toothpaste, like all the like basics. I've definitely sold. It's not typically like my biggest category, but there's, I'm not going to be picky when it comes to making some money. If the item looks profitable, data looks good, all that kind of stuff, I like it. Let's see. Alejandro said, well, can you make it work starting with $1,000? Yeah. I mean, I had like $1,500 when I started. I'd say like $1,000 is like the bare minimum. Otherwise, just like literally go do Uber Eats for a couple weeks, like, work some extra hours at the job, like sell stuff from yard sales. Like if you $2,000 is a little bit like a safer start. But I had like 1,500. So yeah, just as long as it's money you can afford to lose, don't go spend your last rent check, because it is inventory that's going to take a little bit to sell and all that kind of thing. Make sure it's money you got set aside. Let's see. You don't have space to prep properly due to some kids. What is your thoughts on starting the prep center right away? Yeah, no, do it, man. Yeah. It's not going to make sense for everybody to be shipping a ton of stuff to their house. Like, obviously it's ideal if you can, your inventory will move a little bit faster. You'll learn a little bit faster if you are shipping to yourself. But if it doesn't work for you, then you can get a prep center, man. Yeah, just look up like Amazon Prep Center Delaware. Like, make sure you do one that's in a state with no sales tax. That way it saves you time and money. So you're not like, you're not paying sales tax and you're not doing the work of shipping things. Let's see, private label or arbitrage. I personally don't do private label. I know a lot of people do it and make good money. I also know a lot of people do private label and lose their entire startup budget. It's just basically a much higher risk way to start selling on Amazon. And what I would, if you want to do private label, I love it. I would build a reselling business that gives you like consistent cash flow. It's way less risky. And then you can say, all right, I built up $5,000 reselling. I can afford to build my own brand. Let me see what I can do. And then if it doesn't work, you've always got like the reselling business to keep making money and try again if you want to. Let's see. Sounds good, saying. What's up, Caden? How you doing, man? Let's see. Is FBA better? Or let's see, should you, is FBA better? So for me, I do mostly FBA, especially outside of Q4, when the warehouses are like a lot less busy. During Q4, FBM's great. Outside of Q4, you can just do FBA, kind of just shipping it all off to Amazon, let them take care of the shipping and all that good stuff. Let's see, how do the prep centers work? Yeah, so like I work with one in Montana, for example. So I'll buy, let's say 100 pairs of shoes and I'll ship it to them. I'll pay $0 in sales tax because it's going to Montana. That's just how sales tax law works. And then they'll prep everything for me for like $1.20, $1.50 a unit, depending on how much you're shipping. And they're just going to be entering everything into Boxem and doing all that kind of stuff for you, and just pay them per unit, basically, for sure. Let's see. How can you do retail and get ungated as a new seller? Yeah, so you're just gonna like make sure you're buying from legit suppliers. Make sure you're buying brands that let you apply. Lots of good like beginner questions and stuff. So if you guys want to see like how to get approved to sell brands, how to source products, and then we're also going to be breaking down like 2 or 3 different ways to source products as well. You guys can come to the free workshop. It's up in my profile. What up, SCB? What's up, boys? How you guys doing? Appreciate you. You guys need to get back on the content, or unless I've been missing it. I haven't seen you guys posting in a while. Let's see, when's your workshop on sourcing? Yeah, 7 p.m. Eastern tonight, Cam. You can go right up here and get registered. If you guys are on YouTube, it's down below. Let's see. Yeah, for sure, Revelation. That's why you need to just like make some friends and that kind of thing. Let's see. What per day ad spend do you suggest? So I spend basically $0 on ads. You don't need to spend money on ads if you're selling things that already sell. You only need to buy ads if you are creating your own brand, basically. Locked in, you recorded some videos. I like it. Sounds good, man. Hope you guys are doing good in the new year here. Yeah, for sure, Darkest. Sweet. Can you sell brand new clothes, non-Nike and no license required? You can sell new clothes, yeah. So like some brands you just can't apply to sell. And it's been that way for a while. So like Nike, for example, no one can apply to sell for like the last two or 3 years at this point. But other brands like Jockey or Tommy Hilfiger, like stuff like that, for example. Sweet. Appreciate you, man. Let's see. I like the hustle, Chad. Let's see. How do you get your products in front of people without ads? So if you're selling things that already sell, you don't need to buy the ads because they're already searching for them. So like, for example, I was talking about this example earlier. Like we sold something called like Dandy Blend Herbal Tea on Amazon. People were already searching for that. All we did was just find it, as cheap as possible, and then list it on that listing that was already being searched and sold. And you don't need to like buy any ads. You just need to be a seller on that listing, and ideally selling it at a price that's actually profitable. Yeah. That's why, like, when you look at like the private label, when you're like buying ads, people say you need to buy a product for like 1/3 of what you want to sell it for, because like 1/3 of your budget sometimes, or sometimes even more, will go to ads. But when you're buying things that already sell, you just need to make sure there's enough margin after you pay for the product and Amazon fees and that kind of thing. For sure. Let's see. How do you start selling on a listing? Verify legitimacy. Yeah. I mean, you just need to make sure you're buying stuff from legit suppliers. So just make sure you're buying from Target or, an authorized wholesale distributor. Maybe you talk to the brand and they said, hey, go buy from this wholesaler. Or you just like a retailer you've heard of before, basically. That way, it's like a legitimate supplier, basically. Let's see. Do you have to verify what you sell, and how do you do that? So to get approved to sell like certain new brands, you'll get ungated to sell those brands. And you basically just say, hey, Amazon, we buy, Dove products from Target. Here's proof. Here's our Target invoice where we buy it from Target. And they're going to look at it and say, all right, this seller buys legitimate Dove products. You're allowed to sell Dove on Amazon. Yeah, it's obviously like a simplified version. We'll talk about like all the information that goes into like getting ungated and stuff on the workshop tonight if you want to see all that. That's like the basic version. See how accurate is SellerAmp's FBA calculator. I mean, it's 100% accurate. It wouldn't be useful otherwise. Sweet. Not sure what you mean, Ox. What's that Wi-Fi? Let's see. Where's the workshop? Yeah, so we're doing a live workshop. The link for that is up in my profile if you guys are on TikTok or Instagram. It's down below if you're on a horizontal platform. Sweet. What's your goal in 2026? I mean, honestly, make at least the same amount of money, maybe a little bit more with less hours spent. That's been my goal last year. Did a good job at it, but I'm not someone who wants to make like $100 million. I just want enough to have the freedom to spend time with friends and family and that kind of thing, and not worry about your bills, and no supercars for me, that kind of thing. But obviously a lot of people are into that, and a lot of people in the Amazon world are hustling Amazon to do that. So whatever your goal is. Let's see. Can you make your own website via AI? I mean, sure. You don't need a website to sell on Amazon though. You'll just have your own like Amazon storefront basically. And anytime you list a product, as long as your price is good and like that item actually sells, you'll kind of start seeing sales rotate to you basically. See, what's up, Steve? Said, are you still doing any wholesale? A little bit. I'll hop on like the occasional I'll hop on the occasional wholesale deal basically. Let's see. Not sure premium. I need to fix something if so, but I don't think that's true. Let's see. So you've had a seller account for a while, nothing to do with it. Yeah, that's pretty common. I feel like a lot of people, they'll watch a big YouTube video, they'll open a course, they'll buy a course, they'll start the account, and then nothing happens with it. So I would encourage you to set yourself a very reasonable goal. So for like a lot of people, if you've never sold on Amazon or looked into it, set a goal within the next 10 days to spend $500 on inventory, or literally $100 on inventory, like whatever you can afford to spend. Just kind of set something and stick to it basically. Otherwise, it kind of becomes one of those things you like kick down the road a little bit. Do you deal with any prep centers? Yeah, I use Prep Center a lot. That way I don't have to pay sales tax, and I'm not doing the work of like actually shipping the inventory and stuff like that. Just do something every day. That's what works for you. Yeah, exactly. Even if it's not like earth-shattering amount of work on your business, as long as you're like thinking about it every day, you make one little baby step, like that stuff adds up massively. You sell insurance too. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people do Amazon and all kinds of other careers, side hustles, that kind of thing on the side. The nice part is, since Amazon is a business that's more capital intensive than it is time intensive, a lot of people will like keep their 9-to-5 jobs for like insurance benefits and safety for their family and that kind of thing, and then they'll be like doubling their income at the same time selling stuff on Amazon. I like that. I'm not the guy who's going to be selling you the dream of like quit your job and that kind of stuff. Like, no, double up on income. Like, kind of have it. You can have it both ways. Sweet. Is there any way to get boxes? Sweet. Yeah, Eddie. So like for supplies, I'll just usually get most of those on Amazon. You can also, if you they changed the UPS free labels where you actually have to buy stuff from UPS now, which makes sense. But if you like use a UPS account, you can get free labels from UPS. What's the price of a prep center? Usually like $1.50, anywhere from $1 to $2 a unit, all in, depending on how much you're shipping in. Walmart's good for boxes. Yeah. Like, I don't ever think that's like, I buy a ton of boxes from Walmart or Home Depot, that kind of thing. It only becomes, worth thinking about if you're shipping like thousands of boxes. You can buy like local, but you don't need to worry about that. Sweet. Awesome. Yeah. Do you do one-on-one coaching? Not really. I do some like one-off calls if you want to look into that, but I'm just focused on helping as many people as possible, basically. But yeah, you can check that out below if you want to hop on a one-on-one call. Usually that makes the most sense for people who are already selling. You want to help like building out your systems and stuff. Let's see. When you're using an app to list your products, when does your seller account get updated? Usually like when you're listing products on Boxem, which is like the best way to list products and that kind of thing, it'll be like 15 to 20 minutes. And that's like pretty standard. Even if you're listing stuff on Amazon, it still takes like 15 to 20 minutes to load in to be able to make a shipment, basically. So they're going to be OA sourcing in the workshop tonight. Yeah, for sure, Freddie. Like, that's like the most valuable stuff. So most of the workshop tonight will be sourcing products together, using a couple different sourcing methods as well. Yeah, a lot of stuff that's not on YouTube at all as well. So I really excited to drop a bunch of value for you guys. Let's see. You haven't what's Boxem? You haven't heard of that software? Yeah, so it's just like how you list inventory, create shipments. You can get like 2D barcodes, which can kind of help check-in times, like tracks your profit. There's an AI assistant. You can also increase how much feedback you're getting on your Amazon store or your Amazon products. Kind of just does a ton of the back end tasks for you. Just makes your business faster, basically. Let's see. Do you have to pay freight to send your merchandise to Amazon? I mean, yeah. So you'll buy like when you go on Boxem, for example, you'll see like 3 different options. You make, let's say, you make a shipment that's 100 pounds. It'll probably give you a cheap option that's like a closer fulfillment center. Usually, have like 60 cents a pound, maybe 50 cents a pound. Then usually you'll see like 2 other options as well. Sometimes those will be cheaper, sometimes not. But yeah, it's usually like 50 to anywhere from like 50 to 70 cents a pound on average to ship to Amazon FBA because we get like nice discounted rates basically. Let's see. If you have a product and you're looking for a reseller, where do you find it? Yeah, I mean, if you have a product that's already in demand, like that'll be pretty easy to find. For sure. What's up, Vinny? Is check-in faster if you send to a closer fulfillment center? Yeah, yeah. So like a lot of times, let's say you're in Florida, there's a ton of FCs in Florida. When you are shipping there, like it only take a day to show up versus if you have to ship like all the way across the country, it'll get faster, for sure. What is a good business credit card to start with? Yeah, I use the Capital One Spark. That's like a good option. As far as like a starter card, like the Amex Business Blue is also good, for sure. Yeah, the only software you need for sourcing is SellerAmp and Keepa. Yeah, and there's a lot of like stuff that claims to be like AI or automated, but not really gonna find the good products basically. Sweet. And then there's also yeah, a couple of good ways that work to source products. I'll be breaking all that down on the free class tonight. What's up, man? You said been selling on Amazon since September. I've been seeing you pop up on socials, man. I know who you are. Let's see what should be focused on right now. I mean, honestly, this is a good time of year. Like, I'm drawing a blank on like how much you sold, man. But if you're anywhere close to like 100K lifetime, I like the idea of using the first few months of the year where it's not like insanely busy to build out like the wholesale side of your business. Just kind of exploring new ways to source and that kind of thing. That way, when it's towards the back half of the year, you're just doubling down what's already working. Like first few months of the year, especially, look at those products you're already selling. Can you get wholesale deals on them? Those products you're already selling, can you find similar new categories, new niches? Like, well, things aren't moving like insanely fast sales wise. You can learn a lot this time of year, and it'll kind of prep you to sell a lot when it comes up. You hit your first 10K in December. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Congrats. Yeah. So honestly, for you, I would probably just double down on that. Yeah, I would probably just double down on that if I were you, man. For sure. Let's see, what time is the class tonight? 7 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, sweet. So I'm probably gonna go ahead and wrap up for now, though. So I'll see you guys at 7 p.m. Eastern. If you guys go up here, you'll see the invite link, or if you're on a horizontal platform, you can go on there and get your invite. And I'll see you guys at 7. We're breaking down how to source, get ungated, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, absolutely excited to hang out with you guys later tonight. You guys take care, and I will see you very soon. Thanks, guys.